Student Media Weekly WrapUp. The Southern Miss Student Media Weekly WrapUp is a look at the events Southern Miss Student Media covered throughout the week and the events Southern Miss Student Media is working on for next week.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Southern Miss Student Media Weekly Wrap-Up. For the second week in a row, I'm Andy Borelli, the editor of the Student Prince, and I'll be the host of today's show. Had a lot going on in student media this week and around campus, and I'm enlightened to inform y'all about all that, and we'll be right back after this.
Estos son los sonidos de una cena que casi no sucedió. Es una cena servida gracias a personas como tú. Debido a la crisis actual, 50 millones de personas pueden vivir con hambre este año. Feeding America está ayudando a los que más lo necesitan. Y si quieres, tú puedes ayudar también. Visita feedingamerica.org/en-español. Patrocinado por el Ad Council y Feeding America, la fuerza de 200 bancos de alimentos.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
To the big-hearted, the bold, the teachers, the growers, the builders, the change makers. We need you. We are the Peace Corps. In more than 60 countries, we go the distance to make a difference. We're volunteers, partners, communities, bringing our experience, joy, and passion to building a better world together. Are you looking for more? Then we are looking for you. Join us at peacecorps.gov.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Weekly Wrap-Up. Like I said, I'm Andy Borelli, and thank you for joining in on today's episode. I'm the editor of the Student Prince, as I've said on the other times I've been here. But in case you listening for the first time, hearing my voice for the first time, that's who I am. Here in the studio, I have a copy of the Student Prince in front of me, and want to go over just some of the big things that happened with the Student Prince this week. Front page story was USM hosting the Mississippi Scholastic Press Association Day. Had media specialists from all around the state come and were featured at this thing, such as C.J. LeMaster, who is an investigative reporter for WLBT in Jackson. Had people from Mississippi Today, the Mississippi Free Press, Varsity Yearbooks. Linda Hartfield from Perry Central High School came and participated. Some folks from our very own Roy Howard Community Journalism Center were also featured at the day. It was a big day, good day for high school students and other people wanting to get in on who are interested in joining the press and media such as that. Another really big story is blues legend Bobby Rush visited our campus the other day, or Tuesday, I believe it was. Bobby Rush is a Grammy-winning blues singer, guy I like to listen to. He's got a great voice. It was very nice to have him here. He was interviewed by one of our journalists here and one of the anchors of Southern Miss TV, Bethel Miles, and it was a great night, great conversation with Bobby Rush. He's a very inspiring man, come from where he has. Going on through, if you want to get a copy of the Student Prince, it's in just about every major building on campus. I am currently working to get them in dormitories too. So be on the lookout for that. Turning the page, on the opinion page, my weekly opinion article this week was about Jerry Clower, a comedian from South Mississippi, from Liberty, Mississippi. A lot of people today haven't heard of him, and I felt it was just right to write about him because he's somebody I really look up to and admire, and I hope to be like one day. I'm not a very funny guy, but still wish I could influence people and give back like he's given to me. Another big opinion article, or kind of an opinion article, is students debating lowering the alcohol age requirement. It's been a big topic over the past few years. You know, people wonder how come I can go to war, join the army when I'm 18, but I can't drink a beer or anything like that. So, great little article by our own Kennedy Drake. Moving on over, we have the Computer Science Sensory Room opening in the fall of 2025 here at Southern Miss. It's a great article by Nishranika. And then getting about halfway through, the Music Man came, and it's not a man; it's a show that was performed by our orchestra and theater and people like that. It was a great show, great evening. We're about to step away soon for a break as Nishranika reports on us from the Pain Center, and we'll be right back after that.
For Southern Miss Student Media, I'm Nishranika. Every time I went to the gym, I joked that it was named after pain because it was a pain to go there. But no, it is named after one of USM's biggest funders, Jimmy A. Payne. Jimmy Payne, a dedicated Southern Miss alumnus from the class of 1964, has left a lasting mark on the university through his generous support. Some of the major infrastructures that Payne has shaped are Payne Center and Moffitt Health Center. Since Payne's passing in 2015, his children Jonathan Payne and April Payne Nall have been continuing his legacy. This year, the Jimmy A. Payne Foundation awarded $502,689 to Southern Miss to enhance its student environment. The grant will fund 17 vital projects across the campus. The latest round of funding from Jimmy A. Payne Foundation will support a wide range of projects. In academic affairs, it will provide financial support to students in need. The GAP Scholarship, which is funded by Jimmy A. Payne Foundation, is awarded to students in need, and the total grant and total grant recipients depend on how much grant is awarded that year. The scholarship is intended for juniors and seniors who need to finish college. Dr. Ashley Burnside, the director of the Center for Student Success, explains that the scholarship fills the gap between federal financial aid and what the student needs.
The intention of going and providing them basically financial assistance with what is basically there to be funding between what they have, a student is going and receiving for financial aid through their federal award scholarships and such, and then the gap that is in existence to subsist and live and do what they need to do as a student.
The funds will support several initiatives across campus. These include the Apple Design Lab, the Student Accessibility Services Testing Center, the Wellness Eagles program, and so on. The College of Business and Economic Development will use the funds for the hatchery, while the College of Arts and Sciences will benefit from the renovations to the USM Dance Studio. The grant will also help EHS Nest, the graduate school, and the library. Stace Mercier of the USM Foundation states that the impact of Jim's legacy resonates with every student, faculty member, and staff. For Southern Miss Student Media, I'm Nishranika.
All right, thank you, Nishranika, for that wonderful report. Back here on the weekly wrap-up, Andy Borelli here in the studio. I'm going to finish going over the student prints for this week and talk about some other things that's going to be going on. In Greek life, Kappa Delta held their Shamrock Run, which is one of their main philanthropy events. Big turnout from many of the fraternities and sororities. It was a great event. Other news, this is something that's kind of attacked the college world over the last few years and trying to figure out how to incorporate it in classes and such, is artificial intelligence. I don't know much about AI. I know some of what it's capable of, and you hear rumors of all this stuff gonna happen. But one of our writers, Haley Shepard, did a great little article on it, and I advise y'all to read that. She did good. Another thing is the USM Dance Company announcing their concerts and appearance dates and such. You can find that in the student prints. It's towards the end. And just moving right along, we start getting, this is something, and this is big here to us because I know a lot of Southerners, we like to eat out and go get a hamburger from a good McDonald's or something, but something that's kind of scary is all the E. coli outbreaks in McDonald's. This is still under investigation. I think they've really slowed down. knock on wood and hope they have. Had to find wood to knock on. I didn't realize the table was. But yeah, we're going to hope that's done. I haven't eaten McDonald's in 2 or 3 weeks since all this started. I'm ready to go get me a hamburger. Another thing is the USM History Club held a lecture on Halloween and the history of it, and just kind of settled some rumors behind Halloween and got the truth about it, I guess. Then we move into sports. One of my favorite things about Southern Miss is the sports community, even though football's been on kind of a weak leg. I ain't going to spend much time on that. The women's soccer team they missed the Sun Belt tournament this year, but still finished with a all right record, and we're always proud of our sports here at Southern Miss, proud of our players and everybody who does it, no matter what the records look like. And last giant story in the paper this week, USM men's basketball won their season opener against Bowling Green State. That's part of the Sun Belt Conference and Mid-American Conference challenge that started last year. Last year we saw Southern Miss take on Akron and Buffalo. This year they'll take on Bowling Green, and I'm not sure of the second team that they'll take on, but that'll be later in the year. But that is the student prints for this week, everybody. Like I said, if you want a copy, you can find it in many of the main buildings on campus, and I have heard that a few restaurants across town are also putting out copies, so we're really excited about that. We're going to take another quick break with another report from Nishranika and a few messages. We'll be right back here on Weekly Wrap-Up.
For Southern Miss Student Media, I'm Nishranika. Sometimes when I'm overwhelmed, I just want to stay in a quiet room with calming lights and a weighted blanket. And while I can't do that on campus, computer science majors will soon be able to. The School of Computing Sciences and Computing Engineering is now opening a new sensory room to help promote socialization and productivity among neurodivergent students. The department noticed that neurodivergent students often found it difficult to navigate the sensory-rich environment of college. Dr. Liz McGowan explains the purpose of the room.
So the room was originally created to give neurodiverse students within the computing science and computer engineering space to go if they, were experiencing sensory overload or, needed somewhere quiet, or, if they were anxiety or having issues like that. So
the room will be equipped with a range of sensory tools like weighted blankets, noise-canceling headphones, fidget toys, and calming lighting. Jessica Hillman, the assistant to the director of the USM School of Computing Sciences, explains that the room was made to help students manage anxiety and stress and foster social skills.
And I think the goals were, you couldn't say it better than this, the primary goal of this project is to create a sensory room that caters to the unique needs of the neurodiverse students. And our objectives are reducing the stress and anxiety, regulating sensory input, improving focus and attention, and fostering the development of social skills and relationships. I think that's key.
Students also seem excited about the room. Stephen Josie, a computer science major, expresses his views on the topic.
Having a sensory room would definitely help the students. It will especially help the individuals who have ADHD or who have problem focusing. And these days, distractions can bother us a lot. So having a room that helps us focus will definitely be a plus to the department.
I wish chemistry department would do that, but I will have to take care of my chemicals-induced headaches at home for now. For Southern Miss Student Media, I'm Nishanika.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
The NLS Braille and Talking Book program gives patrons with visual or physical disabilities the freedom to read their way.
If you want to read in electronic braille, you can. If you want to read on your phone, you can. If you want to read in heart print, you can.
Everybody can read the way they want to read using this program.
For more information about the National Library Service for the Blind and Physically Handicapped, Library of Congress, visit loc.gov/thatallmayread.
People do it everywhere.
In the kitchen, in the bedroom.
Yes, even the park.
When it comes to your health,
there is no wrong place or time to get an HIV test.
Knowing your HIV status allows you to live your life
and stay healthy.
So pick a spot.
Make HIV testing a part of your routine.
I'm doing it.
I'm doing it.
I'm doing it.
You'll be glad you did.
I'm Jamie Presley.
I'm Jay Ellis.
I'm Ray Santiago.
I'm Terrence J.
And I'm
acting against AIDS.
Visit cdc.gov/doing it.
United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in our community. To learn more or get involved, call 601-545-7141. We have one life. To live better, we must live united.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the weekly wrap-up. Getting ready to close up the show here. I did want to clear something up. I was wrong about the MAC and Sunbelt Challenge. There's not another game on the schedule for us this year. I was mistaken. I thought there would be two, because I'm pretty sure I remember us playing two last year, but doesn't matter. I want to talk about the football game tomorrow. Southern Miss taking on the Marshall Thundering Herd. A lot of people don't know this, but when Southern Miss was in Conference USA in the early 2000s, Marshall joined. And over the next few years, Southern and Marshall played a lot. Played each other a lot. There were a few conference championship games between Southern Miss and Marshall. Two of the great group of five schools, if I have to be honest, and probably two blue blood teams on the lower level. But they'll meet this weekend for the 15th time. I believe it's the 15th time. Southern Miss leads. It's the 14th time. I'm sorry. It's the 14th time. Southern Miss leads the all-time series 8-5. So we're favored to lose the game, but either way, I love these old classic Conference USA rivalries like this. As most of you know, Southern Miss left Conference USA in 2022 to join the Sunbelt Conference, and Marshall left with us. So it's going to be an interesting game. It's in Hattiesburg. It's a 2:00 game. So yeah, I hope to see everybody at the Rock for that. Coming up today on the radio, not long after I'm done here, we'll have the News You Need show, which is always a great listen. And then we'll also have Real Vibes with my friends Justin Ware and Rochuck. That's a great little show. Y'all ought to tune in, and they'll be having Dr. Beverly, who is he's the head man in charge here at Southern Miss Student Media, or kind of the man in charge. But sure to be a great show with Dr. Beverly. I reckon that's about all I've got for y'all today. It's always a pleasure to come on here and host a show and be here and talk to y'all. I thank everybody for helping me out and showing me everything since we've been here. But with all that said, I'm Andy Borelli. Thank you for tuning in to the weekly wrap-up, and I'll see y'all later.
This has been the Southern Miss Student Media Weekly Wrap-Up. A look at the events Southern Miss Student Media has covered throughout the week and the events Southern Miss Student Media is working on for next week. The Southern Miss Student Media Weekly Wrap-Up airs Fridays at noon on Southern Miss Radio. We'll see you next week for the Southern Miss Student Media Weekly Wrap-Up.